Welcome to Houston Newsmakers Extra. We've been talking with HISD Interim Superintendent Dr. Grenita Lathan. There is so much turmoil going on at HISD. Let's talk about, we talked about this during the program as well, but to focus on the education of children. What does it take for you to drown out all the quote noise around you? Because there's a lot of quote noise going on around you, so you got to focus on the educational part. How do you do that?
Well, pray. Sometimes it's hourly, sometimes it's minute by minute. Mm-hmm. I'll be very honest with you, and sometimes people might not want to hear that, but you have to, based on a lot of distractions that you encounter. You have to also think and focus on, once again, children. I think about being a supervisor, a leader. Employers want outstanding employees, and so we have to provide children a quality education. So when they graduate, whether they go to college or go out into the world of work, I want to know that we've given them their best and that they're prepared. And so when it gets disappointing and things are occurring around, I have to think about that. I think about graduation, that I think about the first day of school, and I think about graduation and the joy that parents experience. Think about a kindergarten parent that's just dropping their child off on the first day of school. They're so excited they made it to that point of a 4 or 5 year old, you know, and then you think about graduation. Parents so excited that their child, sometimes the first child in their family, a first generation graduating from high school. And I also think about our undocumented parents that have gone through so much to get to this country and then still to be mistreated once they arrive. I think about them and the hope that they have of being in America and the hope they have of being in Houston and HISD. And I also think about people have entrusted me and our principals and teachers to care for their most precious commodity in life, and that's their child.
Let's talk about that for a second, because a lot of times lost in all of this are the people who are on the front lines, those teachers, when those kids, everybody's got a story about that teacher who made a difference in their lives. For me, it was Clarabelle Costello, one of them along the way, William Orr. I can name,
that's right.
So how do you energize, and what are you hearing from the teachers on the front lines about what their priorities are and trying to get these kids to get the best education they can get?
What I hear from teachers is connecting, building relationships with our students and with their parents, and they're excited. They're excited about being able to be creative. Sometimes we stifle teachers' creativity when we have to deal with so much with assessments and testing, and they sometimes feel that they're limited. So they're really excited and energized about receiving their children. They also get excited about being able to have the necessary classroom resources so they have a welcoming environment. And so we're working. I had a wonderful opportunity, as I said earlier, to spend some time with teachers at Wheatley High School last week, and they wanted some things for their classrooms just to make sure that they could have reading corners and reading nooks and things to really get their students engaged. I had an algebra teacher saying, hey, I want to set up a reading corner. And so we're working to make sure that they have those resources. As
you look at graduation rates, how have they been trending, and what's being done to improve that even more?
Oh, they've been trending up in HISD. And so what we're doing is we have mentoring programs. We have ATM, which is Ascending to Men for young men in our district. And we're launching Roses this year, which is for young ladies. And we actually start from elementary school, middle school, and high school. And I'm excited that we're going to also be launching another cohort of students where we'll have young men at Worthing, Wheatley, and Cashmere High School that will be in cohorts together. So they'll start as in freshman year, and they will move together throughout high school. They'll have their content courses together. They'll have opportunities for college visits, mentors, internships. We're hoping to also provide some opportunities for them to study abroad during the summer. And so we're very thankful that one of our senators was able to help us secure a grant from TA to launch that this year.
How much different is it teaching and educating in an urban environment as opposed to other environments?
Oh, it's very challenging. I'll be very honest with you, because you think about all of the, and I hate to use the word issues, but all of the things that children bring to school and things that they've experienced in their home life. So the social and emotional challenges that students bring to school, teachers are now having to address those issues, and things that normally would have been cared for at home, you know, down to uniform, food, those things. They're having to take care of that on the front end before they can even begin to teach. I'm excited that we're able at no cost to offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner for students that participate in after-school activities for every child in HISD, regardless of their parents' income. This is our second year.
How did that come about?
We have a grant that we, through the U.S. Department of Ag and through the state, our school nutrition department, we have an outstanding officer, Miss Betty Wiggins, that's over that program, and we've been able to secure that. And so, like I said, we can provide breakfast, lunch, and dinner for our children, and it's wonderful.
That has to make a big difference for those students who might be wondering where a meal might be coming from. Then that certainly gets in the way of education, doesn't it?
That's true, and so we're excited that we can do that.
What advice do you give to parents who are getting ready to get off to a good start this school year? What do you tell them to make sure that they can give their students the best chance going forward?
Good night's sleep, of course, making sure students go to bed on time and making sure that they connect with teachers. Start with that classroom teacher. Find out concerns and share those concerns if the teacher has any concerns about their child, and make sure teachers know everything they need to know about their child so that that teacher can work with their child. Also, I want to share and remind people that we in HISD do not ask students nor their parents about their immigration status. I think that's important because there's so many things going on in our country, but we don't ask. We serve every child that shows up at one of our schools. When
students get to school and they go through what they have to go through, what is the ultimate goal for you? When you get through with the school year, you said one of the best things you like is the first day of school and graduation and all the stuff in between, which is the hard work. But what is it that you really hope to see coming out of this school year just ahead?
The same thing I tell people every year, that excitement, that joy, that love for school that students display on the first day of school, I want that displayed on the last day of school. I want students to leave whole. I don't want students to leave feeling beat down and mistreated. I don't want parents to disengage with us because maybe they had an incident or a situation they didn't agree with. I want us to communicate and truly be partners with our parents. So that's my hope, that from August 26th all the way up to June 1st of next year, that we are able to engage parents and truly have an outstanding relationship with our students and parents.
What's the best way for them to get in communication with the district and or their school?
Once again, making sure that schools have the schools have their contact information, email addresses, emergency contact information. For us, from a district level, being connected, what we call our weekly wrap, we've emailed that out. And this year, we're also going to go back doing some old-fashioned things, or sending out some paper mailings. You know, everyone's not connected to the internet, and I want to make sure we're reaching our parents either digitally or in paper format.
And they can find that on the HISD website, places to go.
Yes, and they can call their school, and the school can give them that information also.
Dr. Lathan, thank you so much for what you do, and all of the teachers and administrators who work so hard throughout the year. Regardless of what else is going on around them, they stay focused on what needs to be done. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck in the school year ahead.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this Newsmakers Extra. Share it with everyone who might need to have this valuable information. Good day.